Hello and welcome to Edupedia World. Let's take a last look at an example of how you can use 3D tracking. So I'll just quickly play this video. As you can see, we have got the Jack Daniels bottles once again, and then some 3D text that comes out on the side. Here we can see it. Jack Daniels made in Tennessee, whiskey, 70 centiliters, 40% alcohol. Guys, drink responsibly. This is some hardcore stuff. But what's even more hardcore is the motion graphics behind. So let's take a look at how they are done. So go into our project and find the video. So this is the one. Make a new composition, and we can see this is where it starts. So I'll just press speed, set the beginning, and then set the end somewhere around here. Trim the composition, and we have got our footage ready. I'll rename it to Jack Daniels in 3D. Tutorial. There we go. Jack Daniels in 3D. So let's first of all call this footage, and second, track the camera. I won't do any sharpening because there's enough texture to track in this one. It's gonna be very quick, and basically just gonna track this, and then afterwards add in the text. 5 frames, and now it will be solving the camera, and we will get an average error very soon. There we go, an average error of 1.11. That is actually very respectable in my opinion. If we can see, we can just scrub through this, and we've got some tracking points. You can see there's some large points right here. The tracker said, okay, this point is actually real. It's precise enough that I want to keep it, but I should just remove them because since they are so large, they are what we call false positives. So the program thinks they are correct, but with our eyes we can see that they are not correct. So as you can see, that just decreased the average error. If I just make this much larger, the target, then yeah, then we can better see the target. So let's just try and pick some points. Pretty sure that if I just take these points and say create text and a camera, then it will be very precise. And as you can see, it's very precise in like the movement, but the axis is all screwed up. So we'll just have to fix that very quickly. Press W to rotate the text, and then it's actually just a matter of aligning it. So I'm looking at the bounding box of the text and just quickly trying to align it with the bottle. Then I will move it over here because that's where I had it, the other text. And double click and just type in Jack Daniels. And remember guys, this is not a commercial for Jack Daniels. That's just, I only used this because I had a cool bottle standing right here and I thought it would be a cool tutorial. So we can rotate this to match, and if we play this through, then our Jack Daniels text will stand nicely in the air. May even want to increase the size a bit. Duplicate the text, move the duplicate down, and let's just type in made in Tennessee. Decrease the size, move it up like this. So I won't make any more text on this. This is enough. Jack Daniels, made in Tennessee. And now let's just create the animation. So go on to both of these layers, press P and set the stopwatch, and then we can move these along and create some new keyframes where the text is in another position. So we will move this text until it's behind or to the left of the Jack Daniels bottle, or just not showing out here. So soon we're gonna be good. Around here should be fine. And as we can see, if we preview this, Jack Daniels will move in. We can even make this easy ease by pressing F9. And looks quite nice. I want to offset the animation of the lower text. As we can see now, we've got a pretty nice animation. It has to look like the text is coming from behind this corner, so we can't have the text show over here. We only want it to show when it gets past this edge over here. And a cool trick to do this is using what's called a track matte. And the way it works is that I can have a layer. Let's just create a layer, not a text layer. Delete this empty text layer. Let's create a solid and make it like 400 by 400. And this could be our track matte for the moment. So as you can see, this track matte only, it's solid where it's pink, and then it's opaque or transparent where it's not pink. So this should be a pretty good example of what a track matte does. If we place it right here and then say to our text called Made in Tennessee that it has to use, when you use track matte, it's always for this layer, then what's going to be used as a track matte is what's above. So Tennessee wants to use this layer that's above as an alpha matte. And as you can see, this layer suddenly disappeared, and then only the text here that's inside of where this is not alpha will be shown. If I set it to like alpha inverted, it'll be what's outside that's showing. So we can even create this for multiple layers. So if I take these two layers, Control Shift C, call it text, and press this button, then we can set the track matte for both layers, and that means both layers will be affected by this track matte. So if we move forward in time, then we can see that we want this box to be somewhere around here to cut it off, because now it looks as it should. But having a 2D text on top can be very tricky. You're gonna have to keyframe it. So there's another easier way of creating this track matte. If we go into a 3D camera tracker, we will get all these points back. I'll just select some of them and say create a solid. I'll select the solid and start moving it around. And to make it even easier, I want to change the opacity like that. Then we can start aligning it to the bottle. It doesn't have to be very precise. and then I'll basically just move it up. Check if it stays on the bottle. It does. Then I will scale it up quite a bit like this, and as you can see, it covers all the text. Then I want to create a mask. I showed how that could be done in the last chapter, so I will select the layer and I will call this track matte. I'll just select the layer, press G, and start drawing a mask. I just want to draw around the shape of this bottle. And I actually don't only have to be very precise in the area where this edge is, where the text like passes the edge. So this should be enough. I'll go into the mask and add some feathering just to make it look a bit nicer. 2 pixels, and then I'll actually also expand by 1 or 2 pixels like that. Press V, and we now got a solid that fits onto this shape pretty nicely. Might want to move it this direction just a bit. What we can do now is take our text that's in one composition. I pressed this button for the composition when I pre-composed it, because this preserves 3D. You just have to click this button. You don't even need to know what it does. Just click it, and since it's set to track matte alpha inverted, that means whatever is alpha will be shown, and what's not alpha, which is this red part, will not be shown. So if I hide this, then you'll see when the text gets inside of the red area, it will, yeah, of course, only get dimmed down because this is not full transparency. When it's now full transparency, it will be hidden. So if we play this through, then you'll see our animation of the text popping out in the side, and I think this looks very nice. So that's just another quick example of how you can use 3D tracking to do cool motion graphics.
Thank you for watching Edupedia World. Stay tuned for more videos.